Businesses in the UAE move incredibly fast. You have companies scaling up overnight, expanding operations across the Emirates, and managing hundreds of employees. But all of that forward momentum can hit a brick wall over one routine monthly task: processing payroll. The UAE enforces strict labor compliance through the Wage Protection System, or WPS. The WPS is an automated electronic network governed by Federal Decree Law No. 33 that monitors all private sector wage payments. Think of it as an uncompromising digital checkpoint. If your monthly payroll data contains a single mathematical error, the system rejects it. That rejection can trigger an immediate freeze on your company's bank accounts, bringing your entire operation to a standstill. In the modern UAE economy, calculating payroll accurately is a monitored legal mandate. Precision is the only way a business survives. When companies face these sudden freezes, the root cause is almost always the exact same mathematical mistake. Employers routinely calculate overtime payouts using a worker's total gross compensation rather than their legally defined basic salary. This pie chart illustrates the distinction. To find basic salary, strip away the outer rings for housing and transport, leaving only the fixed base wage. Calculating extra hours against the gross amount creates a data mismatch that flags your file for an immediate ministry audit. The government monitors the exact flow of funds. Overpaying an employee because of faulty math violates compliance rules exactly the same way underpaying them does. To stay compliant, you have to build every single hour of overtime using a precise forensic formula. The UAE labor law sets the legal baseline. A maximum standard work week is 48 hours. Any time worked beyond those standard 8 hours triggers an automatic 25% premium on top of the worker's base pay, and by law, you cannot schedule more than 2 extra hours per day. This digital blueprint shows exactly how the math is executed. You start by taking the employee's monthly basic salary, dividing it by 30 to determine their official daily wage. Next, you divide that daily wage by 8 to find the exact hourly rate. Finally, you take that hourly rate, multiply it by the number of extra hours worked, and multiply the total by 1.25 to get the total overtime pay. That exact sequence is the only formula the ministry accepts for standard overtime. Deviating from those steps breaks WPS compliance. The formula gets significantly more complex when environmental conditions change, specifically the time of day. The labor law outlines strict parameters for night shifts, classifying them as any hours worked strictly between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m. If an employee logs extra hours during that specific nighttime window, the legal premium doubles. You must pay a 50% multiplier on their basic wage. A second, completely different multiplier applies to emergency work scheduled on official rest days or public holidays. When holiday work occurs, employers have 2 legal options. They can grant the worker a substitute day of rest later, or they can pay the standard daily base rate plus a 50% premium. Looking at this grid visualization, you can see why manual tracking fails. As you add dozens of employees working a mix of night shifts and holidays, the overlapping rules cause cascading calculation errors. Relying on human data entry to balance these shifting multipliers guarantees a WPS failure eventually. The only reliable way to truly manage this massive complexity is to remove the human calculation element entirely. Knowing the UAE labor law in theory is one thing. To pass a ministry audit every single month, a business has to automate the math. Integrated ERP software provides that automated defense. Systems like Hinawi ERP were built specifically in Abu Dhabi in 1998 to handle the exact legal complexities of the GCC market. The software pulls the raw timesheet data, isolates the basic salary, and automatically applies the correct 25% or 50% premium rules based on the exact time and day the work occurred. That automated workflow generates a flawless salary information file. The SIF is the standardized digital document sent to the government, and generating it through an ERP ensures it perfectly matches ministry requirements. Manual payroll calculations are a serious legal liability. True compliance requires automation. Check the link in the description to secure your operations with a Hinawi ERP demo today.